Hello to everyone that's watching and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I do reviews and demos of vegan and cruelty-free products. And today we're reviewing and demoing these two sponges. This is the Tarte Quickie Blending Sponge and this is the Real Technique Sponge. I have to say that I've been using this sponge for about 2 or 3 weeks and I really like it. I wanted to go ahead and try these out side by side since this one is a little bit more expensive. This one is about $6 and this one is $16. Hear my comments about it at the end. But yeah, basically we're just going to be testing these out side by side and seeing if spending $10 more is really worth the money. If you guys want to see how these compare side by side, then keep watching. My face is already washed and moisturized, but I'm going to go ahead and prime it now with the Prep and Hydrate Balm from e.l.f. Let's go ahead and prime it. It's kind of like a really thin layer of I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a thin layer of moisture. It kind of just sits on your skin. I don't know. This trick I actually learned from a YouTuber I've been watching for a couple of months. Her name is Taylor. And she uses the top of a Bath & Body Works candle, like the big ones, as her palette. Which I think is really great for personal use. I mean, I don't think I'd take this to work and just... Okay, so size comparison. They're honestly almost identical in size. But I'd say the Tarte one is kind of a little bit less fat than the Real Techniques one. If you can kind of see that, how this flat top is way wider. That's the only difference I see in size right now. In squishiness, I'd say they're maybe 0.1% difference. I think maybe the Real Techniques one's a little more squishy. Actually, I can't even tell. Right now, this is the foundation that I'm not exactly testing out. I've been using it already, so I know how it works with my skin. I can't say I'm a big fan of how it works on my dry skin, but it's what I have right now. It's what I'm trying, I'm trying to finish it up before I use another one. So I have kind of found ways to mix it in with other things so it can work better for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. If you'd like, I could do a review on this separately. And I'm also really not a fan of this applicator. So I found that putting a little bit of the Clean Slate primer into the foundation and mixing it in actually has been working for me. It still dries matte-ish, but it doesn't flake up on me as quickly. So just go ahead, mixing them together. So I usually just do that. So let's see how this works out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the Real Technique side first. I already know how it works. I'm a huge fan of this sponge. It does not eat up my makeup as much as other sponges that I've tried. I've only tried maybe 2 other ones. And it did eat up my makeup quite a lot. And I was wasting just a lot of product. As always, the Real Technique sponge never fails to impress me. It looks really nice, it looks smooth, it doesn't eat up as much product as you think a sponge would. I'm a little nervous to try this. Let's do this. I like it that it's purple though. Purple is my favorite color. Okay. It's blending out alright. I'm actually getting more coverage on this side than I am the Real Technique side. But we don't know this yet. Let me finish. Okay, so I'm not sure. Oh, whoops. So I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, but I definitely feel like I have more coverage on this side. Actually, you know what? Looking at it up close, honestly, I think it's exactly the same. I'm just going all over my whole face and forgetting that I'm trying to do a half and half. Let's do concealer just for the sake of the demo. When I purchased the Rainforest of the Sea foundation, I also purchased a concealer that comes along in the collection with it. So just dab a little bit. Alright, Real Techniques. You never fail me. Let's do this. So as always, blend it out just fine. I'm going to zoom in later at the end to see if you can see the difference between the sides because I honestly don't. So one thing I'm noticing right now, I think the end of the Real Techniques is a tiny bit more pointy. So it's a little easier to get under the eye. So for the under eye concealer, I mean, honestly, I really can't say much. They both blend out quite nicely. I do feel, but it's just a tiny bit of difference that you probably won't even be able to see on the camera. But I think that the Real Techniques kind of left a smoother finish. We're going to zoom in a bit. And this constant need to pat when I have one of these things in my hand. Okay. So, okay, you can see that still I have some of my rosacea marks coming through on both sides. I honestly think that the sponges are exactly the same. So I'd say the coverage on both sides is exactly the same. I can't even, there's no arguing here. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back and we'll just talk about dog bowl. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is on. I'm going to go ahead and leave everything that I'm wearing down in the description box. Honestly, comparing these two, I would say to just go for the cheaper version because, I mean, I bought this one first and I fell in love with this first. Besides that, honestly, they both blend out almost exactly the same. I can't say that there was any difference that I was able to notice between these two. The only difference, honestly, is the points. I mean, this is like a tiny bit pointier than this one. I don't even know if you could tell. It probably doesn't even look. Maybe it's all in my head. But I do like the fact that the Real Techniques sponge has a larger flat top, so it's easier to cover more surface area on your face. That's the one thing that I like better about the shape. But size and texture wise and the way it applies, it's almost exactly the same. I got the same amount of coverage on both sides. So on this one, I definitely say to go the cheaper route and take the Real Techniques sponge. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you want to continue to see more videos like this, reviews and products of vegan and cruelty-free products. Did I say reviews and products? If you'd like to continue to see more reviews and demos of vegan and cruelty-free products, go ahead and subscribe, and take care.